Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the Daily Indian Express newspaper analysis for the date 1st February 2024, brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. Before that, Ganesh IAS Academy is not only having the YouTube as one of the social media account, but it also has other social media accounts like Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, where you could be able to follow Ganesh IAS Academy for informations related to UPSC Civil Service examination and also any other competitive examination. So the link for each and every social media handles is given below, where you could able to have a look into it and follow the social media, so that you could able to receive notification and also UPSC related current affair and also important materials that is related for the competitive examinations. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. Mentioned here are the list of articles which we are going to have the analysis in the upcoming slides. So have a look at it. Okay, let's get into the analysis of every article one by one. RBI action against PAYTM payment bank, the probable causes as well as effect. So the news is related to the recent decision by RBI to impose sanction against the PAYTM payment bank, which is having more than 100 millions of users. So how it is going to have a effect on the people, and what is the causes for this? What is the cause for this kind of directive that has been issued by the RBI on the PAYTM payment bank? Okay, this is what the news is about. Let's look into how the news has been related with examination. Under prelims, the news is related to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains, it has been related with Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth, development and employment. Okay, let's look into the further details of the news. So RBI has barred the payment from offering all of its core services, including account as well as wallet services, and it's technically not a cancellation of payment license. It's only a sanction, that is freezing the further business enlargement by the PAYTM payment bank. Okay, what's the RBI direction is about? So the central bank has directed the PAYTM payment bank from offering practically all of its key services, like the case of accepting deposit, prepaid issuing prepaid instruments, FASTag as well as NCMC, and no other banking services like fund transfer, which includes Aadhaar enabled payment system, IMPS, etc., as well as UPI and similar other digital transactions should be freezed by February 29. And then the nodal accounts of the parent company, that is 197 communication as well as the parent payment service, should be terminated at the earliest. So these are all the directions that has been issued by government with RBI with relation to the PAYTM payment bank. So what about the customers' money? So what about the customers who have already been invested in the PAYTM payment is, according to RBI, the withdrawal or the utilization of the balances by the customer from their PAYTM account, including the savings bank account, current accounts, prepaid instruments, FASTag, NCMC, are to be permitted up to their available balances. The statement doesn't mention other services like loans, mutual funds, as well as bill payments, digital gold, credit cards. Excuse me. The other services that has been provided by the PAYTM payment bank. So what led to the RBI's move is, see, the PAYTM payment banks has been facing RBI scrutiny since 2018, and the payment bank came under scrutiny due to lack of requisite information barriers within the group, that is between the payment bank as well as the parent company, that is 197 communication. Why? Because the parent company's shareholders have or most of them, or not most of them, certain members or the certain shareholders in the parent companies of the PAYTM payment bank is from Chinese national, or the people those who have been related to the Chinese entities, and the failure to address the concern by the RBI, which is raised at multiple occasions as well as at the multiple levels, has led to the recent directives by the RBI. . 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . So we could able to see that the Antfin, which is an affiliate to Chinese conglomerate Alibaba, as holding a share in the 197 Communication, that is the parent company of PayTM Bank. As of December 31, the Antfin holds 9.87% of stake in the company as per the stock exchange. So we all know that there is a frosty relationship between India and China for quite some year. So India is having a concern with regards to the Chinese investment that is coming into India. So in order to have increase the transparency with regards to the shareholdership of this company in the 197 Communication, certain regulations have been made by the RBI, or the certain directives have been made by the RBI to the PayTM in the past few years. But these directives hasn't been fulfilled by the PayTM. So that is the reason why this decision has been, or this sanction have been made by the RBI. So what were the RBI's earlier actions? So in October 2023, RBI has slapped a fine of 5.39 crore, and also a comprehensive system audit report have been made or conducted by the external auditor, where they have found that certain non-compliances as well as continued material supervisory concerns in the bank. So after the report also, these concerns have not been rectified by the respective payment bank or the PayTM bank. So that these are all the things which have been led to the current situation of making a sanction on the bank by the RBI. So these are all the things we could able to, and also at the same time the RBI also has a concern over the close relationship between the PayTM payment bank as well as its parent company, that is 197 Communication. Why? Because there need to be arm's length in terms of payment banks. The RBI's directive is that the payment banks as well as its parents company need to have a arm's length distance. That is, they need to maintain a greater distance. But in the case of PayTM, the PayTM partner, that is the PayTM parent firm, is holding a share of 49% in the PayTM payment bank, and the founder Vijay Shekhar Sharma is having the remaining 51%. So this is what the another concern. That is the reason why the directive has been issued by the RBI to freeze or stop the further services being provided by the PayTM. So what need to be studied further is we should be aware of what is bank, what is NBFC, what is small finance bank, as well as what is the regional rural bank, as well as NABARD. So these are all the other areas which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Why bird flu death of Antarctica penguin is flashing a danger sign? So the Antarctica penguin death, or the Antarctica penguin has been affected by H5N1 virus, as a result of which many number of penguins are died because of this flu, and this has raised concern among the scientific communities. So that is the reason why it has appeared in newspaper. Let's look into how the news has been related with examination. Under prelims, the news has been related with general science. Similarly, under mains, it has been related to awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotech, biotech, and issues relating to IPR. So this is how the news has been related with the prelims as well as the mains stages of the examination. Let's look into further details of the news. Highly lethal form of bird flu have been detected in Antarctic penguin for the first time. The virus H5N1 was confirmed in the two Gen 2 penguins, a type of penguin that has been living in Antarctica, that were found dead on the Sea Lion Island, which is in Falkland Island of the British territory, and more than 200 penguins have been died because of the flu. And why the death matters is, see, penguins are already under pressure because of the anthropogenic activity that has been made by the humans, as well as the birds are facing numerous threats including climate change, pollution, as well as commercial fishing. And then 3 Antarctica penguins, that is emperor penguin, southern rock hooper penguins, as well as macaroni penguins, are listed as vulnerable or near threatened by the IUCN. So what is the extent of the recent threat, what is the extent of the threat that has been posed by the flu diseases? So before H5N1 has arrived in Antarctica region, it has not been documented in the, so this is the first time such kind of viruses have been made an impact on the Antarctica. Previously there is such kind of flu or the virus haven't been detected. This made the penguins with lesser amount of immunity against the virus. Since they breed in large number, and also they will be living in a large community, if one penguin is going to get affected because of this virus, means it will be spreading rapidly to the other penguins because they are living in a huge community. And extent of virus spread right now, till now it has not been clear, and the virus has not been confirmed in the other local penguin species apart from the species which we have seen in the previous slide. Why scientists are worried is that the virus first emerged in 2020, which has led to unprecedented toll in the wild birds as well as mammal. After it was detected on the South America, the global scientific community has warned that it may get spread through the Antarctica. But after a certain period of time, it got spread through the Antarctica, and right now we are seeing the death of the penguin. So this is what the thing is about. And Antarctica region provides critical breeding territory for more than 100 millions of birds as well as seals, sea lions, and as well as other marine animals. So it is this ecosystem is very rich, so that if it is going to shake or it is going to disturb the ecological balance, that if the virus is going to disturb the ecological balance that has been present in the Antarctica regions, means surely it will be having a huge impact on the global environment or the global ecosystem. So that is the reason why the scientific community has raised concern with regards to the increased death of penguin that has happened because of the spread of the flu virus. Okay, let's look into the emperor penguin. What does it is about? The factual part of it, as well as the thing which is very important from the prelims perspective. So the emperor penguin is the tallest as well as the heaviest of all penguin species, and it is endemic to Antarctica, and it is flightless, and the fish is the primary diet, and sometimes it will be eating crustaceans also. Only penguin species that will breed in the Antarctic winter, and according to the IUCN, it has been declared as near threatened. So what need to be studied further is we should be aware of Antarctica Ocean, the geography of it, as well as the Arctic Ocean, the geography of it, as well as the seal, as well as the polar bear that has been present in the polar region, and then the India's research station that is present in Arctic as well as Antarctic region. So these are all the other areas which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Northwest India is experienced second driest January since 1901 according to the Indian Meteorological Department. So from the headlines itself we could able to know that why the news has appeared in the newspaper. Let's look into the further details of the news. First we will look into how the news has been related with examination. Under prelims, the news is related to Indian and world geography. Similarly, under mains GS paper 1, under geography, through a subtopic called important geophysical phenomenon such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, geographical features and their location changes in critical geographical features, as well as the flora, fauna and the effect of such changes. So this is how the news has been related with prelims as well as mains in the UPSC exam. The northwest region of India has experienced the second driest January since 1901 according to the Indian Meteorological Department. The rainfall deficit was 91% in the northwestern part during this January, and during December and January the region witnessed only 7.8 millimeter of rainfall. The complete absence of snowfall over the higher reaches of Jammu, Ladakh and Himachal, Uttarakhand and the neighboring hilly terrain, that is most part of the Himalayan region, has raised the greater amount of concern, and the December rainfall has recorded only 6 millimeter of against the normal 18.9 millimeter of rainfall, which is 65% lesser than the normal, and in terms of the January rainfall, it is 96% lesser than the normal. So we could able to see the deficit averaging around 80%. So New Delhi also experienced such a dry condition since the 2016 in this January, and New Delhi has experienced such kind of driest conditions since 2009 during 2016 as well as 24. These 2 years Delhi has experienced the driest season. So what is the reason behind the winter dry winter in Jammu Kashmir as well as the other Himalayan region is the absence of the western disturbance. See, the western disturbance is responsible for bringing the snow as well as the winter rainfall in the northwestern part of the country, but because of its absence, it has led to driest winter in the northwestern part of the country, and then high rate of temperature rise above than the normal rate of the temperature rise in the hilly areas, then the corresponding rise in the plain areas has led to certain environmental changes, which is also having impact on the dry winter season, and also the El Nino impact, which has been this year is the El Nino year, and it is also having a effect on the Indian climatic condition. So these are all the things which is behind the dry winter in the Jammu and Kashmir. So what is the impact of dry winter is, first and foremost, is the long term implication. First and foremost, it will be leading to lesser generation of hydroelectricity, and then increase in the rate of glacier melting, and also adverse impact on the drinking water supply because of the lack of water which has been brought out by the winter rainfall. And in terms of short term impact, the dry spell could result in increased forest fires and agriculture drought, as well as a drop in the crop production. It will be leading to early spring, early flowering, which can have a impact on the yield. And winter snow is the source of steady moisture to the soil, and it is vital for the crops, particularly the horticulture, which is the major chunk of the contributor for the Jammu Kashmir as well as the Himalayan economy. And the yields of apple, saffron have been affected because of the lack of rainfall or the lack of snow, which will have a huge toll on the local economy as well as livelihood. So these are all the short term impact which the dry winter will be bringing to the Himalayan region. So what need to be studied further is, we should be aware of what the monsoon system, the northwestern geography, as well as the river system in whole India itself. So these are all the areas which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Three full-time members as well as one part-time members of 16th Financial Commission have been appointed. So the news from the headlines itself, we could able to know that some members have been appointed for 16th Financial Commission. First, we will look into how the news has been related with examination. Under prelims, the news is related to Indian polity, governance, constitution. Similarly, under mains, it has been related to appointment of various constitutional posts, powers, function, and responsibility to various constitutional bodies. This is how the news has been related with prelims as well as mains. Let's look into further details of the news. Arvind Panagaria is the 16th Finance Commission's chairman, and now the government has announced the three full-time members as well as one part-time members who is going to be part and parcel of the 16th Finance Commission, as well as the 16th Finance Commission is expected to submit its recommendation by October 31st, 2025, and it covers a period of 5 years, which is going to begin from 2026. So this is what the details with relation to the news is about. Okay, then we will look into what does this Finance Commission is. So Finance Commission is constituted by the President under Article 280 of the Constitution. It gives recommendation on distribution of tax revenues between union and the state as well as among the state themselves. So this is what the Finance Commission is meant to. Let's look into the function of the Finance Commission. It will assess as well as it will make recommendation with regards to the distribution between the union and state net proceeds of tax, and also at the same time principle that governs the grant in aid of the revenue of the state, and then it measures the it will recommend the what are all the measures that need to be taken to augment the consolidated fund of the state to supplement the grants to the panchayat as well as the municipality in the local bodies, and any other matters that has been referred to it by the President will also be looked by the Finance Commission. So let's look into the appointment process of it. See, under what are all the things which is responsible for the appointment procedure of the Finance Commission is. So under Article 280, the members are appointed. Similarly, the chairman and members are appointed as well as governed by the provision of Finance Commission Act 1951 as well as Finance Commission Rules 1951. and the chairman of the commission is selected from among the person who have had the experience in the public affairs. So this is how, this is the thing which influence the appointment of the members of the finance commission. Let's look into the reports of the commission. So the reports that has been submitted by the commission is mostly of recommendatory nature, and under article 281 of the constitution, president is required to cause laying of the finance commission report before each house of the parliament along with the explanatory note with regards to the action that has been taken by the government. Let's look into the factual part of it, which is very important for the perspective of prelims. The first finance commission was constituted under chairmanship of K.C. Niyogi on April 1952, and then N.K. Singh is the 15th finance commission chairman. What are the things which we needed to be further aware of is, apart from this explanation which you have seen in the previous slides, we should be aware of what are the other constitutional bodies, what are all the statutory and other regulatory bodies, and then we should be aware of the GSTs, its advantage as well as disadvantage. So these are all the areas which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Okay, let's look into today's practice prelims question. Mentioned here is the today's practice prelims question. So those students, those who are watching this session online, please do comment the option point for the question. So with this, we have reached the end of today's session. Please do like, comment, share as well as subscribe Ganesh IAS YouTube channel so that you will be receiving the daily current affair notifications as well as the weekly science and tech as well as environmental related current affair notification, and also any other important session that will be brought to you in the future by Ganesh IAS Academy. Thank you.